Studios and theaters are shaken. They're looking for answers because Netflix is putting a serious dent into their profits. So it's interesting, and the question to us is what's going to happen? I have been very supportive of studios and theaters, not wanting them to just disappear out of our culture, wanting them to be a piece of our culture. But I'm not sure I can be supportive of them anymore, and I'm going to tell you why right now. Over the past week, the Cannes Film Festival occurred, and Netflix had an entry in the festival. It was Okja. People that have seen it have praised the film and said it's an absolutely fantastic film. However, it received boos at Cannes. After the screening of this movie from Netflix, Cannes announced that they're changing their rules so that next year, Netflix will not be able to put a film in Cannes. And I gotta tell you, I found this absolutely hysterical. Let me tell you why. In the past 2 months, Netflix has enriched my life more than once. And in the past 2 months, it's done it with Casting JonBenet, The Keepers, 13 Reasons Why. These are 3 films that truly touched me as a person, that made me think about how I conduct myself as a person, how other people experience life, what I can do to better interact with people and be a better person myself, and to appreciate what I have in life, because some people have some really, really horrifying journeys in this world, and if you don't go through that pain and suffering, you're pretty lucky. So Netflix has really touched me in this way in the past month with just 3 of its releases, and believe me, there's many, many more on Netflix that I could go into, and there's many more coming. This year they are releasing more original films than they ever have before. It's a big deal for them. First one's coming out May 26th. With Brad Pitt. I'm really looking forward to it. So that's what Netflix has done for me in just the past couple months. Let me tell you what Cannes has done for me over my entire lifetime. 0. Cannes means absolutely nothing to me. And Cannes means absolutely nothing to over 99% of the people in the world. It probably only matters to like 0.5% of the population. It truly is a wealthy, snobby film festival. And I really think it's funny that they think anybody's going to give a shit about them in years to come. They are under a huge threat of just completely disappearing. And if they want to survive, I would suggest being a little friendlier to Netflix, who's overtaking your market. Now, this problem goes way beyond Cannes. Theaters are having a really hard time pulling moviegoers in, and they're all protesting. Studios and theaters are protesting Netflix just releasing films without putting them in theaters first. And it's getting a little sad. Again, I was trying to support them at first, but it's getting sad because all they're doing is complaining. Netflix is part of an ever-changing marketplace. That's it. Netflix saw needs in a marketplace and filled them, and they're being very successful by doing that. This is how you essentially run a business. What have I seen studios and theaters do over, let's say, the past 2 years to help improve theater audiences? Well, we know that they're marketing overseas markets, but beyond that, not much. Now, they did try 3D a few years ago, but this was a huge failure. 3D didn't catch on, and it didn't start bringing more people to the theaters. But that's it. That's all I've seen them do. Just don't understand why they're not trying different things. Are they really just going to sit there and complain and whine about Netflix until they're all out of business? So studios and theaters, if you just want to sit there and complain and whine and try to keep Netflix out, good luck to you, because you're going to be the losers. Netflix is going nowhere. And Netflix is doing a lot to enrich and embetter their community. And I'm not sure that you are. If you want to compete with Netflix, you need to change some things. You need to stop having your marketing department decide what movies we're going to see. And you need to start offering us some original things. I know remaking things is a successful way, and you should keep remaking things. But I don't know why all of your big blockbuster movies are remakes. It's foolish. Offer us some original material. Elevate your level of film to the place where film should be, where it enriches people's lives and helps embetter us. Think of different formats for the theater. Start experimenting with formats for your films. Different things you could do at theaters. Maybe the theater needs to be a community-driven place. Maybe the theater's where we go, where we don't watch something alone, where we do talk to somebody. I don't know. But you need to think of new ideas. I would like to see theaters stick around because I do like the experience, and I just like that we live in a culture that goes to theater. Movies and cinema are important. But if the studios and theaters don't start doing some innovating and don't start recognizing that they're putting a lot of shit out, you guys are going out of business. And I can't stick up for you anymore, especially after the comment at Cannes, because Netflix is not the evil monster. Netflix is giving a lot more people opportunities to create, to be actors, directors, writers, and Netflix is exposing people to wonderful, wonderful film that helps them enrich their lives. So if you want to compete with Netflix, start providing some of the services that they provide to us. Real meaningful services. I don't mean streaming, I mean providing quality movies that elevate us as people. There's so many different things that they could be doing in theaters, but all they do is spend more and more money on bigger budget, mostly superhero movies, spend tons of money on marketing, and that's the other thing. Marketing is what drives Hollywood studios. They're driven by what their marketing department tells them what movies they should make. And this is no way to make movies that enrich people's lives and that elevate cinema to the level that it can be elevated to. No, right now Hollywood is very happy with listening to its marketing department and just getting as many spandex and explosions on screen that they possibly can. And I don't know why, because they've seen that it's not a good plan. If you look at the Avengers movies, there is a decrease in the amount of money they've made and an increase in how much they cost from the first to the third. And it's just uniform. Decreased profit, increased spending. This should be enough. 3 huge movies. It should be enough for them to catch on that this whole superhero thing, specifically teaming them all together in one movie, spending billions of dollars on one movie, isn't working. And I know it's worked overseas for them for a few years, but they're already seeing that trend is going to come to an end. So, and when I say that that theaters and studios should be innovating, like, this is sort of what I'm talking about. In the 50s and 60s, they didn't have Saturday morning cartoons on television. What you did was you would get up and you'd go to the theater. You'd hang out in the theater for a few hours that afternoon, watching Warner Brothers cartoons and probably Hanna-Barbera and whatnot. And that's what they did in the daytime in theaters. And I don't understand why we're not at least seeing something like this. Like, why aren't theaters opening their doors up for different formats than 2-hour movies? And why aren't they thinking of putting superheroes into different formats than 2-hour movies? We've seen on the television, who does low-budget TV shows, that the superhero TV shows actually do well. And they do well, even if you team a bunch of superheroes up into one show, it's easy to manage all of these characters when you do it over a series of, 13 or 20 episodes or so. It becomes much easier. So why are they not developing superhero serials to show in theaters? Just try something different. If you like the video, don't be afraid to like it. If you want to make sure that you are notified every time we upload a new video, go ahead, subscribe, and click the bell, and you will receive a notification on our uploads. If you know any friends who like this topic of movie studios versus Netflix, don't be afraid to share it. It'll give you something to talk about. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.